As BBC News reports, France police officer accused of shooting dead 17-year-old Nahil M in Paris has been charged with voluntary homicide and placed under arrest. It comes after the local prosecutor of Nanterre, where the teen lived and died, that the officer involved had been put on for voluntary homicide. The killing has sparked riots in cities across France as well as Nanterre. He has been charged to remain in custody following the killing of a 17-year-old driver named Nahil, who was shot dead on Tuesday, 26 June 2023. Thousands of people have been marching in the streets of Paris to remember the teenager. On the march was Nahil's mother Munya. She saluted the crowd from an open-top truck. The boy's killing during the traffic stop provoked riots in Paris and other cities across France. This was the scene in the France capitalized that night. Rioters clashed with the police as cars were overturned in certain night. On that day, videos captured the police officer pointing his gun at the driver before pulling the trigger and point-blank range. The France government has announced 40,000 police officers being deployed across the country during the night. At a crisis meeting with the senior ministers, President Emmanuel Macron described the violence of the past 2 nights as unjustifiable.
The last few hours have been marked by scenes of violence against police stations, schools, town halls, and therefore basically against all institutions and the Republic. And this is absolutely unjustifiable. And I want to thank all those who work to protect these institutions and restore calm. So for me, the next few hours must be a time for recollection and respect.
Maham Jack Nahil's family neighbor who attended that day's march spoke about his memories of the 17-year-old. He said that the driver was very kind and non-violent.
He is a young man. He's very kind. He's not evil or a hooligan. What the media are saying is not true. His mum raised him well. His grandmother we know here around the neighborhood. She is kind and helpful. She loves everyone. The young man left us for nothing.
In few hours later, police officers and protestants clashed at the march, and demonstrators forced them to respond with tear gas. After the march ended, police started setting things light that it was a peaceful march which attracted more than 6,000 people. However, they said this was not something new but once happened, and that it has just opened the issues they face.
Sur un enfant innocent qui commence à peine sa vie, qui commence à peine ses projets.
Speaking with BBC, that was the woman they spoke with, but to apologize there was no translation. The people spoke too with frustration in deep feeling, saying that trust has been broken, and so people demanded justice for Nahil. Juliet, Wekesa, BBC News, Nairobi.